The college football experience, Coastal Carolina Chanticleers 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Coach June Jones, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Football experience, Coastal Carolina Chanticleers 2025 season preview episode. Let's go. What do we got here, huh? This is from when I stormed the field against App. Let's go. Shout out to the good folks down there in Conway, South Carolina. Big year for head coach Tim Beck because, well, I think it's fair to say that the program they've regressed a little bit from the Jamie Chadwell era. We're going to talk all about it, but we'll go through the schedule. We'll talk about what they did in the portal. They did some great, exciting things. We will talk about the state of the program. We will talk about Brooks Stadium and the future of Coastal Carolina football. But before we do all that, I probably should let you know who the hell I am. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
I love me some Coastal Carolina Chanticleer football. You know what I like about them? They know their identity. One of the things I've appreciated when they had Chadwell with the mullet, Grayson McCall with the mullet, Tim Brooks, founder of Hooters, started the football program. They just seem fucking badass like that. They know that this is fun. The teal turf, everything. And I mean, let's be honest. This is a program that hasn't been around that long, so that's what I like about it too. Is like they're like, hey, we're gonna start doing football, start up a program. UNC Wilmington should pay attention to this. UNC Asheville should pay attention to this. Charleston, the Cougars down there, should be paying attention to that. But that's one of the cool things. They're saying, hey, hell yeah, let's start a football program. Let's go all in. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience with myself. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
What's up, man? Yes, love Myrtle Beach, love Coastal Carolina. Let's talk about the Chanticleers, baby.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. Yeah, I mean, so I just want to dive through the history here. So they started their program in 2023, right? And they've been fire, man. They've been like, you look at it, they started out year one, starting your program 6-5. Now, of course, they were FCS 10-1, 9-2, 9-3. Then I sputtered, and that was David Bennett, by the way. David Bennett, our boy David Bennett. I think I got him on the line right here. You might remember him.
Trying to get our two boys ready to carry them to golf tournament before practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog.
Be a dog.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
I love that clip.
Dude, I like that guy was a fucking gem.
Yeah.
That guy was a gem, but he was also a damn good football coach, man. That guy's career record as a head coach was 126 and 56. But he was the first coach there, so he got it. They only had 2 losing seasons. And even with that, they were 5 and 6 seasons. And then Joe Moglia, who I know is still connected with the program, came in and he's a guy that kicked ass too. FCS playoff appearances, 12-win seasons, back-to-back 10-win season as an independent in 16. Then they passed the torch to Jamie Chadwell. And 11-1, 11-2, 9-4 in his final season, and then Tim Beck. And I have the theory, and I don't mean to disgrace Tim Beck, the sitting head coach of Coastal Carolina, but I have an ongoing joke that I think I believe there could be some truth to it. So I believe that Coastal Carolina might have hired the wrong Tim Beck. This might be a classic mistaken identity. So Tim Beck, Coastal's head coach, obviously played at UCF back in the day in the 80s. But he was NC State's offensive coordinator the 3 years prior to being a head coach. And, the final season that he was OC, Mac, NC State had the 94th ranked offense. You don't often see, coordinators have the 94th ranked offense and land a head coaching position, right? So I was wondering, I was like, maybe they hired the wrong Tim Beck, because at that same very time, Diego Pissing Pavia and New Mexico State started rolling. The magical season, they make a bowl after they hadn't won a bowl game in forever. And Tim Beck was Jerry Kill's OC. And Tim Beck had previously been Pittsburgh State's head coach, the Gorillas there in D2. And by the way, he was 82-35 as a head coach, right? He's won multiple national championships, 3 national championships in his coaching career. And he's now Vanderbilt's offense coordinator. I have a theory, and by the way, New Mexico State's offense was charting better than NC State's in 2022. So, do you believe they hired the wrong Tim Beck? Because I kind of think they did. I kind of think they yelled to the assistant, said, "Hey, give me the Tim Beck's number, sweetheart. Can you give me Tim Beck's number? Can you call him?" And then she got the wrong Tim Beck's number, gave it to him. They're like, "Hey, how's your offense doing?" He's like, "Oh, it was all right. We had a winning season, right? Well, we want to hire you to be the next head coach of Coastal Carolina, right?" Do you think there's any validity to what I am saying, Mac?
No, but it does add up. I mean, it is hilarious just looking at what Tim Beck's been able to do at Vanderbilt since he's taken over there. I would like to think that Coastal did a little bit more research. I mean, Jamie Chadwell did leave them in a hell of a spot, an 11-win season, a 10-win season, and a 9-win season. So,
But there's not another guy named Jamie Chadwell out there,
unfortunately. But yeah, this Tim Beck era has been underwhelming. 8-5, and then a 6-7, 500 in league play. That's not what the standard is at Coastal coming off of the Chadwell era.
Yeah. I mean, NC State's offense was 48th the year before. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know, man. Let's start the slideshow here. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Highly recommend watching the show. He is 14-12, and I like him. Like, as a human being, I like him. But I'd be lying to you if I thought the program has not taken a major hit. They don't look the same to me. Had a losing season last year. And really, I didn't think besides when we stormed the field against Appalachian State, who was down last year, they didn't really beat anybody good. When you look back at their schedule, they got Rich Rod week 1, but Rich Rod was even talking about today at Big 12 Media Days that early in the season they had their issues. But
quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the wins that they've had under Beck, he has swept App State, which actually might save him a little bit. It hasn't been phenomenal wins, man, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about Tim. Maybe he's year 3. A lot of coaches turn that corner year 3. I just feel like though, I was surprised by the hire from the start because I was like, wait, as an ECU guy, NC State I pay attention to, and I was like, what? Their offense weren't doing anything. It's like they're gonna hire this guy. But it almost bothered me because I was hoping he'd stay at NC State, so their offense was continuing to struggle some. But maybe the guy, he's been coaching ball a long time, so maybe that was just a blemish for 1 year. Coastal Carolina was 61st in scoring offense a season ago, 95th in passing offense, 49th in rush offense, 81st. He stays in these 80s, man. Drew Hollingshead was the OC. What's up?
I said the median. He's the median.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the offense, though, they did go out and get MJ Morris, which I think is I'm sure his ties to NC State was probably the reason he was able to land MJ Morris. MJ Morris, I thought was going to be the next head coach at the next quarterback at NC State after, before Grayson McCall. I'm drawing a blank on the quarterback that was there before him. Brandon Armstrong, right? So I thought,
it was at Virginia.
Yeah. Brandon Armstrong, after he left, I was like, MJ Morris is the future for NC State. Then he surprisingly transferred to Maryland, of all places, right? And now he's at Coastal Carolina. I kind of think he's a really talented quarterback, though. That's a major get to me. I think, I just off of sheer talent, I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the Sun Belt. But I definitely was surprised that he ended up at Coastal Carolina because I thought he was a Power 5 starting quarterback. They returned Jameson Tucker, who I feel like has been in college forever at the receiver spot. They only returned 4 starters, but 3 of 5 on the offensive line, and then Jameson Tucker at the wideout spot. Mac, they did go to the portal. They brought in MJ Morris, and boy, did they bring in a ton of other people. Emmett Brown, who started the first half of the season at San Jose State, so they got quarterback depth. John Hunt, also another quarterback from ETSU. Jalen John, a running back from UMass. Colton Hilton from Furman. Carmelo English from West Georgia. Tristan Glass from Wake. Those are all wideouts. Eli Aragon, another wideout from Western Illinois. Malcolm Gillie from Ball State, another wideout. So they loaded up there. And then on the O-line, Desmond Jackson coming in from North Carolina. Trey Franklin from South Carolina State. Josh Daniel from Alabama State. And Blake Martin from Wingate University. Deep sea diving.
Wingate.
I tend to think this offense might take a step forward. When I say a step forward, though, I do not expect them to set the world on fire, but I do think they might be better than a year ago because their quarterback talent is a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and say the offense will improve under Tim Beck in year 3. How about you?
Yeah, they should make a jump here because, like you said, MJ Morris, talented guy, has played meaningful snaps at the Power 5 level. Now he comes down to the Sun Belt. And I think he slides him in well with he has familiarity with Tim Beck already. So yeah, and then you're bringing back your leading catch receiver. I think it just depends on this offensive line. Can this new unit mesh? And I think they'll take a step forward. They need to take a step forward too.
I think offensively they will. Now defensively is another story. The defense a year ago under Jeremiah Johnson. Am I crazy? Is every defense coordinator Jeremiah? Didn't we do a show a couple weeks ago? I made a reference to the Robert Redford Western in the 70s, Jeremiah Johnson. Good movie. 106th in scoring defense a year ago. So wait, they have two. There's two Tim Becks. There's two Jeremiah Johnsons. Did they hire the right Jeremiah Johnson, Mac? 106th in scoring defense, 85th in pass defense, 108th in rush defense, charting at the 106th defense in all of college football. They need some help here, buddy.
This is the Louisiana Tech Jeremiah Johnson. He took the job in February.
Huh. So wait, who's Louisiana Tech? Well, I was on the under with Louisiana Tech. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now we're really on the under with Louisiana Tech. Yeah, they're going to take a step forward because remember Jeremiah Johnson, he not only did he do a great job, wonders with that Louisiana Tech defense last year with that jump, but he was great at Northern Iowa for 10, 15 years, and then he's from that Chris Klieman tree. So yeah, I like this unit now because Jeremiah Johnson. I thought there were two Jeremiah Johnsons, but now looking at this one, I think they will take a jump because that's what Johnson just did at Louisiana Tech.
Huh. Look forward to that 1-star review in the Louisiana Tech preview. How did I miss that? How did I miss that?
It flew under the radar.
But that is a great hire then. I am buying stock then.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like Coastal more now. I thought, dude, when I saw Jeremiah Johnson, I thought it was a different. Jeremiah Johnson.
I was just like, man, I could have swore like in the past week we talked about Jeremiah Johnson, but I could have swore also because I double check I normally grab my stuff from the internet and then I double check it with Phil Steele and all the other magazines that are out there. I have like 4 different ones in the other room. But I missed Jeremiah Johnson leaving La Tech because I think everything else had him as the DC, but maybe who knows? But
we did it so early. I mean, we did it so early. La Tech. Yeah, I don't think many other places are breaking down the Louisiana Tech defensive coordinator.
It's a great hire though, dude.
Great hire. It's a great
because he's a Mark Fairley guy from Northern Iowa. Wow, that's a nice get. So they only returned 2 on defense, but that might not be a problem because the defense was ass last year. Nose tackle Sawyer Gorham Welch and linebacker Shane Bruce. Okay. And then they hit the portal aggressively. Defensive lineman Eric Taylor comes in from SMU. Darian Henry Young from Kentucky. Obina Onwuku from West Virginia. Ezekiel Durham Campbell from Louisiana Tech. That makes sense. Noah Arinzi from New Mexico State. Linebacker Dante Lunan from Albany. Linebacker Luke Murphy from Eastern Michigan. And then a slew of guys in the secondary. Chris Henry from West Virginia. Miles Muyung from Miami, Florida, the Hurricanes. Lionel Whitaker from Maryland. Robbie Washington from the Miami Hurricanes. Safety Jacob Robinson from Emily and Harry. Safety Jeffrey Ugachukwu from Vanderbilt. And safety Dante Thomas from Kansas State. Man, that's some major fucking talent, though, coming in on the defensive side of the ball. Mac, I feel even better about my Louisiana Tech under, and I think I'm just talking myself into like this defense is going to take a gigantic fucking jump here. Because Jeremiah Johnson, shoot the guns off. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, go look at Louisiana Tech's before and after. They were around this range, and then they jumped up to a top 10 defense. Yeah, Louisiana Tech, I think, just switched over their website on July 1. So when we did it, he was the D coordinator. He's no longer over there now. So yeah, he is. That
makes sense then. Now I don't feel like so much of a moron because I was like, wait a second.
I know.
Like, I could have swore I was like, I backed it up where I went to their website and was bringing it in. Okay. Yeah. Defense going to take a huge jump though, right?
Yeah. And I'm feeling better about Coastal with that offensive production and getting his quarterback finally year 3. And now you got Jeremiah Johnson with the defense. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it to a top 10 level like he did at La Tech, but yeah, definitely improved. The Sun Belt's a lot better than the Conference USA.
True, but just a decent jump here, and your team's going to be pretty good then with MJ Morris at QB. Let's talk about. Well, before I do that, let me tell you the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers 2025 season preview episodes brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Think you know ball, then you have to enter Circa's football contest. $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There is no rake. So if entries go above that guarantee, all that extra money goes into the prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 NFL teams against the spread each week, or the ultimate sweat in their Circa Survivor. There is also the Circa Grandissimo for $100K, if that's what you want, Survivor contest. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, Las Vegas. What a great excuse to book a trip to the biggest sports book in the world. And come on, it's Vegas. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. That's mybookie.ag. I'm sorry. And we're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including, summer sports, MLB, CFL, golf, tennis, WNBA, and of course, college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Of course, terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. And Mac, part of the state of the program is your coach. Your history, obviously, fans, are they excited? Are you making bowls left and right? And Beck has delivered 2 bowl seasons. And also stadium, man. This is a fresh school. So like they started their program just a little, 23 years ago. Brooks Stadium. I give it a 7 of 10, Mac. But what I love about it is it's come a long way within these 23 years. And unique. I love watching it. Look at it right now. It's a nice stadium, man. And I took my wife to this stadium actually last November, and she was really impressed by it. She thought it was really nice, man. And trust me, I saw this like a decade ago. It's come a long way since then. So, Brooks Stadium, man. I know the teal turf. Some like it, some hate it, but I think it's a nice stadium. I mean, I love the fact it's close to the beach. They lean into that beach theme.
Yep.
They got the fucking chicken statue, the Chanticleer there. What do you give this thing 1 to 10, man? Dude, these are my own photos, by the way, too, right here. What were we gonna say?
I'm giving it an 8. And to your point about the teal. Yeah, some may not like it, some may love it, but what you can't argue, it helps their brand. When you see a game on national TV on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night, and you see the teal, Coastal Carolina's playing. I mean, Boise State made a living off of that, and Coastal, I think, has increased their brand because of this unique teal turf. So I like the teal turf. I'm like you. I like unique stuff in college football, and it's unique, and they lean into the Myrtle Beach theme.
Yeah, Conway's a cool city too, man. Look, they're storming the field like you should always do in college football. But you're right, and I had Dan Hawkins, who was part of Boise's, the thing that got Boise kickstarted that thing, and he said they purposely had that with the intent of doing that, playing more weekday games. And look at them now, making the college football playoffs. Maybe that could be Coastal. Look at Coastal, man. Look, game day experience, a lot of fun, man. Like I said, stormed the field there. Had just a good time tailgating, hanging out. It's growing, man. That's what's great. They started this thing 23 years ago, and they've had success in the FCS and now the FBS. And Josh Norman, at one point one of the best corners in the NFL, is doing. Look at that, the Josh Norman Fieldhouse there. He's donated money. That's how it's supposed to work, man. When you start a program, your alums get rich. I know Josh Allen just cut a big check to Wyoming. Like that's part of how you do this thing, man. So, yeah, you give it 8 to 10. There we go. Let's go. It's a nice stadium, man. If you get the chance, folks, you should go out to Brooks Stadium there, man. They're building something good. Yeah, look at that. It's nice, man. It's right off the road too. If you haven't been down there, there's the Josh Norman Fieldhouse. I like what they got going. Now, what they should also do, and they might, and I just might have missed it, so I apologize if so. They gotta get the rights. All these universities should be owning their own beer companies and their own whiskey companies, because Myrtle Beach and Conway, they like to fucking throw them back. If you're telling me I like to, if you're telling me I walk into a grocery store, and if you're listening to this, hopefully this, it may already exist. If so, just let me know. But I go there often. I was just there. I was in Myrtle Beach like 2 weeks ago, right? And I'll tell you this: if I walk into a store and I'm buying beer, and there's a 12-pack of Coastal Carolina beer, I would buy that over any other fucking beer. I recently did it at App State when I was in Boone. There was a 12-pack of that App State beer that they got. I will buy that every fucking time. You guys should have that. You guys should. Every university should really be having that, Mac. We highlighted it with Colorado having their own whiskey. I don't understand how some of these schools are so far behind on the times. They should have that shit for this, man.
W has a bar. W has a
there
bar
we go.
designated. All the percentage goes to the NIL collective, and they have a beer too.
Dude, I mean, let's be honest. You get done, you win a big game. You imagine if you storm the field, beat a top 10 team, you go back to the bar. Because that was another thing. When I was at App, I went to an App State baseball game recently. And this is aside from the 12-pack experience. The 12-pack, I was in the grocery store. So it had nothing to do with going to the game. But I went to the baseball game and bought a beer, and they're like, do you want a tip for the NIL? I said, hell yeah, I do. And I'm not even an App State guy, but I was just like, yeah. I was having fun, having a few drinks. Yeah, give $5, $10. Imagine, though, you just won a top 10 game and you're an alum from that school. Dude, you're going to end up getting like $500 tips, dude. Kidding me?
Buying shots for old Rebecca over there.
Yeah, old Rebecca. Right? Look at this place, though, man. They've come a long way, though, man. And I love to see it. They're one of my. This is what I love. I love seeing a school startup say, "We're just going to go into football," and they've had great success by doing it. They've got their shit together. They got their ducks in a row. I joke about the wrong Tim Beck hiring, but I kind of thought it was possible, but yeah. So and this thing is fucking phenomenal, by the way. They have like a jet ski on wheels, like. This is what I mean. It's like they lean into the image, man. They lean into the image, and I think it fits, man. It's campy. So state of the program, I think I gave it a 6 of 10 just because of the Tim Beck era, and I know just talking to some folks down in Myrtle, they were like, they were on the fence with the high or with the status of them going into the season here. But in general, you started a program 22 years ago. I do think it'll be on the rise. How about you?
Yeah, I think 6 is fair. They've regressed, but it's a bit. They have gone to 2 bowl games, so not horrible, but not great either. 6 is fair. 60% right now. Come on, get it going again, Coastal.
Let's go. You can get this thing up to 8 or 9. Let's go. Let's talk about the schedule because week 1. Coastal Carolina heads into Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia. And if you want to get their coach Tony Elliott fired, you win this game. Unfortunately, Virginia actually showed up with some NIL money this year. Did you see that? Where the hell did that come from?
Hey, they're tired of getting their ass beat.
That was unbelievable. I couldn't believe they got Chandler Morris starting over there. So I will take Virginia, but I'm kind of intrigued by this matchup. Telling me I was assuming it was a different Jeremiah Johnson as the DC. So I am excited. I'm more excited to watch this matchup now. But 0-1. How about you?
Yeah, Virginia needs this game like blood. Elliott's on the hot seat. I'll take UVA.
Then Charleston Southern, and this thing goes back to the first season.
Jamie Chadwell game.
Yeah, the Chadwell Bowl. Coastal gets it done, but I am, me, I love regionality, so I'm sure Charleston Southern will be licking their chops to try to get Big Brother. What are you doing here?
Yeah, 1-1 split, and then I know you're fired up for this next one.
Oh, the next one I will be at as the East Carolina Pirates come to town, and I got a feeling you will be hearing this from the parking lots after a win.
We believe in the Pirates, in the spirit of ECU. We believe every moment there was nothing that we couldn't do.
So I do have them having a second loss here. 1-2. We've only played once because once again they were in the FCS for a while, but we did put up 50 plus points on these boys. Would hate to do that again. Mac, what are you doing here?
Now they got Jeremiah Johnson, baby. Give it Coastal. You guys got BYU.
God.
You got BYU the next week.
Oh my! And we'll beat those bums again. All right.
2-1 for Coastal.
Oh my God! Look, they got us in baseball in an awesome 1-0 game. Look at Coastal. Great fucking baseball season. Subscribe to the college baseball experience, by the way, because that was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal run, and you got hosed in the championship game with those calls, throwing the manager out after. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So you got him 2-1, which is ridiculous, and I got him 1-2. Then they head to Mobile, but guess what? To take on South Alabama. But Fluff Bothwell, and have you driven a Gio Lopez lately? They're gone. Bothwell's at Mississippi State. Lopez is at North Carolina with Chapel Bill. I did like they got the backup quarterback from Georgia Tech who came in for Haynes King. P-Ron.
Yeah.
He played solid last year, man. All right, I'll give one to Coastal here. I don't know, though. This is a 50-50 game. I actually think this is one of the most important games because this is an early conference game. And if Coastal's going to make a run at this championship, this is a sneaky, sneaky spot, man.
Yeah. I'll take South Alabama. Beat ECU and then let down against South Alabama's not bad either. Applewhite did a decent job last year, I thought.
I thought he did a really good job last year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm 2-2.
2-2.
Their schedule's hard, man.
Yeah, look at Josh Norman back in the day. Look at those old uniforms. They upgraded in the uniforms too. Those shits were a little shitty back then. But bye week, much needed bye week. Look, folks, want to tell you that the College Football Experience Coastal Edition is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long. Giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million of first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. So what are you doing? Sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Probably heard me talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a new game-changing feature called Power Trends. Essentially, the best of the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. And Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. And get this, the MLB Power Trends are 254 and 147 this season, a win rate of 63% and an ROI of 4.5 in their past 400 bets. Download the Rhythm app. Check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. We will be. Get your free 7-day trial period. SportsGambling.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGambling.com/rhythm. All right. So we both got them at 2-2 at the first bye. Then they hit the road to Norfolk, Virginia to take on Ricky Ronnie's bunch. Both coaches kind of, I got ODU getting this one. I gave them at South Alabama. To me, they're going to go 1-1 on the road here. So I got them 2-3. How about you?
I'll take Coastal because I gave them a loss on there, and they get the bye week to prepare. And ODU has Liberty the week before, and I think they could beat Liberty.
That is a good point.
3-2 for Coastal.
2-3 for me. But then they come out of that, and ULM comes to town. I like Coastal here. 3-3. This is a good spot for them. What are you doing here?
Yep, I'll go win here on the teal turf, 4-2.
All right, then this has turned into a rivalry game. The beach versus the mountains. Coastal Carolina at App State. Tim Beck's 2-0 against App. Dow Loggins, new head coach in Boone. Well, unfortunately, we already did our App State preview and we took App. But I love this game. I went to this game. I stormed the field down there in Conway. Was chugging beers with all these great folks down there at Brooks Stadium. but I think App's due for revenge here, so I will take App. But love this game. I will watch this game every year. What are you doing here?
I'll take App, I'll take App as well. I'm not going to Benedict. Take the Mountains at home. Take the beach when they're playing at the beach.
So I got them at what, 3-4? I think it is.
Yeah, dude, this schedule kind of tough.
3-4. They get a bye week. Look at Grayson McCall, aka Big Bird. He's on the staff now too, man. Shout out to that. Big fan of Grayson McCall. I hope he's doing well. Then, out of the second bye week, they are hosting Marshall, and I am not very high on Marshall. So give me a fourth win. 4-4 right now, Mac. What are you doing here?
Thursday night, off the bye. I like Coastal 5-3.
Let's go. Then Georgia State and Del McGee come to town. Now I do think Georgia State's. I feel like every exercise we've done in the Sun Belt, we always give Georgia State a loss, and I think we're making a mistake with that because they are better than I think we think. However, I have to take Coastal here. 5 wins. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Coastal at home. Georgia State just not there yet. Year 2 of that regime.
Yeah. So 5 and what? How many games are we in right now?
9.
So 5-4. Then
I got them bowling.
Then they had the Statesboro take on Clay Helton and Georgia Southern. Man, this game's tricky. This game's tricky because I think on paper I have to take Southern, and that they have a good fan base, but Clay Helton's team's always good for a dud. Yeah. But give me Southern. You?
Yeah, I'll take Southern.
Then they come out of that and they had another Power 5. They had to Williams-Brice, legendary Williams-Brice, to take on South Carolina. Yeah, I got you losing this game, but it would be hilarious if you won. Please win this game. Please win this game. Please win this fucking game. But I will take South Carolina. 5-6. What are you doing here?
Yeah, they're not going to win at South Carolina. 6-5.
Then JMU comes to town.
Probably championship aspirations.
Well, for you maybe.
No, for JMU.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
I picked Coastal on the JMU episode. We had them rolling all the way. They were like 9-2, and then we said spoil the party here.
Let me say this. Between Old Dominion back on October 4th, the more I think about that ODU game after Liberty, I'll give Coastal a win in the ODU game. I think this will probably be a loss, but I do think Coastal will end up a bowl team. So I will take Coastal to go 6-6. Mac, what are you doing here? 7-5?
Yeah, I 7-5. Jeremiah Johnson on the defensive side. And I think they're going to get better quarterback play from MJ Moore. So 7-5 for the Chanticleers. Over.
Well, what's crazy too is they also have Emmett Brown. They have 2 good quarterbacks now. 5.5's the win. You're strongly over. So you might want to lock this thing. I got 6-6. They go to a bowl. They're plus 1,800 to win the Sun Belt. Do you like that?
I'm trying to see, where were my losses? UVA, South Carolina.
Well, hear me out here. There's no Southern Miss, who I think will be good.
Yeah.
There's no Texas State, who we know is good. There's no Louisiana or Arkansas State, who won 8 games last year.
Yeah. Troy.
I think, I'll put it like this. If you're a Coastal fan listening to this, I don't think you bet the over. I think you bet the plus 1,800 to win the Sun Belt. You are hosting JMU. You got to that September 20th game at South Alabama might be more pivotal than you realize. So, and if you want to see the schedule from a bird's eye view, this is it right here. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Remember, we're breaking down all 136 teams. 2 Power 5s and ECU, which is basically like, you're playing a great Power 5, and then 2 average Power 5s. So, the non-con is fucking challenging.
Yeah, Jesus. That's why you may want to take the Sun Belt Future because, I mean, their non-con is ridiculous.
The Sun Belt Future makes more sense than the
Here's the reason I'm not going to lock the over. I got them at 7-5, and I gave them home wins against ECU and JMU. Those are not gimmies at all.
Yeah, I mean, ECU scored over 50 points last time they played. It wasn't even in.
Teed that one up for you.
It wasn't. Wait, where was that game at? Was that at their stadium, or was that? I remember it being a bowl game, but it might have been the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
What year was that?
20. That was with Holton Ahlers last season. So, hang on, I got you. That was 22.
Yeah, 53-29. Yeah.
Where was that game at?
Birmingham.
Oh, okay. So we didn't do it to your home stadium.
Oh, Chadwell had left.
Yeah. Well, that's their problem. It's still their problem. All right. Look, I'm on the over.
I'm on the over too. I'm not going to lock it. I know I'm a game and a half over, but there's a lot of 50-50 games in this Fun Belt.
So hold on. The ceiling is what? What if the ceiling is what are the out like the 100% lose like the games you have? South Carolina. I mean, could they beat Virginia week 1? They could, right?
Well, what's that number? That number's not that big.
That's a good question.
Pulling it up right now. I think they could beat Virginia. Do I think they will? No, it's 12.5, so it's not huge.
So what? The ceiling is 9-3, I think, in my mind.
Yeah.
Ceiling's 9-3. The floor,
4-8.
they lose to Virginia. They lose to ECU. They lose South Alabama. That's 3. They lose to ODU out of that. That's 4. App 5. Southern 6. South Carolina 7. JMU 8. You're right. 4 and 8.
4 and 8.
Pretty big gap. Can't wait. Now I'm gonna be at I might even hit that. What was the other Thursday night game? Marshall. Maybe I'll hit the Marshall game too.
Yeah, Marshall. Yep.
You'll see me down there at Brooks Stadium. All right. Shooting off. I'll be getting my Kenny Powers on. Shooting off some goddamn Roman candles. Chugging some goddamn. Hopefully some Coastal Carolina beer. But I'm on the over. I don't feel very strongly about it. I think the best play you can do is plus 1,800 to win the Sun Belt. If you're listening, Coastal fans, Mac strongly. Do you like the Sun Belt odds better than the win total?
Yeah, because I mean we laid it out. Virginia, South Carolina, ECU. They could drop all 3 of those, and it wouldn't matter in the Sun Belt, right? So yeah, maybe a little sprinkle on 18-1.
There you go, folks. This is our show. All right. We are breaking down all 136 teams. I did put together a nice little slideshow honoring the history of Coastal Carolina football. And like I said, I'll be out there. If you guys are hitting games, hit me up at the Colby D on Twitter. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And yeah, can't wait for the season to start. Enjoy the slideshow. This is the College Football Experience Coastal Carolina edition. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.